It's a there's a red flag warning. That's if you're not aware, that is a couple of people who are on with us right now are probably not aware. That means it's really windy and dry, and there's a fire danger, which unfortunately you guys know way too much about. Anyway, we're Tosh, introduce our guests.
Yeah, on with us today we have Dave and Heather Wall, the Australia people.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. So ever since we've been working from home, and we've been trying to think of fun things we can do on the show, just because it's a weird time for everybody. And we actually talked to a guy we know from France last week, and I was like, oh my gosh, I know people in Australia. We should check in with them and see how that's going. Just,
And I know someone in Rapid City. We should try that out sometime.
Yes, we're here.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's amazing.
And I met you guys 3 years ago. We were in Europe together. And so I guess right off the bat, we have to kind of talk about the thing that's happening everywhere, the coronavirus. How is Australia handling it? Like, what are you guys doing?
Well, we're doing pretty much what I suppose most of the world's doing. We're being told to stay at home. We've had a lot of people out of work, but the government's done a pretty good job of funding programs to help, to give money to people while it's sort of going. They've done what's called a JobKeeper program, which basically pays employers to pay their employees so that when things all get going again, they'll still have the same job. So that's helped a lot of people, although 2 of our kids are out of work at the moment because of it. They're in hospitality. So that's affected them. But we sort of stay at home. We stay away from people. We just go to the shops. We wash our hands a lot more than what we used to. They're very dry.
We won't need sandpaper. We won't need sandpaper. We'll just use our hands if we need to sandpaper anything.
Yeah, but Australia's doing all right. I think we've got 70 deaths in the whole of Australia at the moment.
Yeah.
Which is not a lot, as sad as it is, but it's pretty amazing. It's just amazing. This whole thing is all over the whole world. The whole world is doing this with us. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
great. It's not often that. I mean, I knew that, but like you saying that just now makes me realize, it's not very often that literally everybody in the world is going through the same thing. Like even something as big as World War II, not every single part of the world was as affected by that as other parts of the world were. It was different in every place, whereas this is really the same everywhere.
That's right. We're looking at you, Switzerland.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Switzerland's affected by this too. They couldn't get out of this.
Yeah, they ended up with it too.
Not at all. Not at all.
Tosh, we have to find someone in Switzerland now to get their rebuttal to Dave's Switzerland comment. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, Dave's a muso, and so he's doing a lot of stuff from home and using all his gear. He does a lot of backings.
Karaoke
type backings for a big company. So he's doing that every day, and I'm just doing the same old things that I've always done. I teach a little bit of singing, but that's sort of a bit on hold at the moment because I can't have the kids here. I've Skyped one student, but, which isn't ideal for singing. But we sort of try. We're not mad social people anyway. But it's really interesting to see how the world's coping. And some people cope and some people are just going mad. They're just bananas because they can't cope. What about you guys over there? How are things over there in Sioux City or Sioux Falls?
Oh, yeah. The fact that you said Sioux City, a bunch of Sioux Falls people are just like outraged at the moment.
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
That just got a bunch of fists clenched.
No, you're fine. But for the most part, essential workers are still going to work. We're allowed to still grocery shop. Restaurants, a few are open for takeout and delivery and things like that. But for the most part, it's a lot of staying home.
And unlike many of the states here, like we're one of a handful that don't officially have like a legal lockdown order. Like we've been told to stay home and be smart. Don't do things, but we are not legally forced to stay at home. And I mean, compared to normal, the streets are pretty empty, you know. And certain types of businesses in the city of Sioux Falls anyway have been restricted, but like just certain categories. But aside from that, you know, things are different for sure, but we just haven't had the legally enforced lockdowns that pretty much a lot of the rest of the world has. So
Yeah.
It sounds very similar to here. You can understand us through our Aussie accents, can you?
Can you understand the accent?
No, I'm a little disappointed they're not thicker. Honestly,
we can soon fix that up.
We can fix that up real soon.
So, Dave, what is it you do again? Because I noticed the like mic stand or whatever in the background. What is it you do?
I'm a producer for a company called Hit Tracks, and we produce karaoke, MIDI, and MP3 backings for bands, duos, TV shows.
All around the world.
All around the world, yeah. So I get given a song, right? We need a backing for this song, so I work on that for a day or so and send it off. It's all done just from home here. I've never worked for the company with them. It's all done from home. So yeah, that's what I do.
So as a backing, meaning like an instrumental track?
Yeah, so an instrumental track without the vocals. So I recreate the song from the ground up, record all the parts, the bass, guitar, piano, brass, whatever's in it, and then send it off so people can download it. And if they're working in a club or something, just with a guitar, they play the backing as well, so they can sort of make it sound like a band.
Yeah, he's the clever one. He's the clever one. I just teach singing. That's it.
But it's pretty clever to know that I'm the clever one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Woo.
No, I've bought a number of those, not for like we used to do a lot of parody songs on the morning show, and so we would buy those off Amazon or whatever. You know, I don't know if they were yours specifically. We might have downloaded one of yours back in the day. Who knows?
It could be.
But yeah, no, that's a pretty interesting job to have from home and just not have to go to work and not have people up your butt about, you know, like all kinds of random, hey, where's that?
Yeah, no, that's exactly. Cool.
He was a school teacher. He's a retired school teacher.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so am I. But I do work on radio. I work in community radio. So
she was so inspired by you, Natasha, on that trip. As soon as she came back, she said, "I want to be like Tash. I want to do something." So she trained for community radio, and she's doing it.
I do it. I have I do about 11 hours a month. So
that's cool.
Yeah. So I'm doing it on Thursday.
Well, I have a bone to pick with you Australians because Tom Hanks got coronavirus when Tom Hanks was in Australia, he caught coronavirus. So what are you trying to do to our dear Tom Hanks? What did you do to him?
I saw a post on Facebook by a friend of mine. Oh dear God, please don't let Australia kill Tom Hanks. Yeah, he was one of the. He was probably the first, like, really well-known figure in Australia to get it. Like, you know,
but we just want to keep him here longer. That's what it was.
He's getting better now, isn't he?
He's back in the States now, safe and sound.
He probably got his own little jet that took him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I also have another bone to pick with you because Andy and I both one time, not just you in general, but the nation of Australia, really. But you're their spokesperson for today.
Hey, we'll take it on the chin. We'll do it.
Andy and I have tried. Andy and I tried Vegemite on the show one time, and it was terrible. Why do you guys like this so much?
The reason, now Tom Hanks did this too, and we're going to talk to Tom. You don't spread it thickly. It's got to be just a very thin little layer, and then it's great.
It's lovely. It's beautiful. Do you have something similar?
Well, in England they have Marmite. Yeah, we have peanut butter. No, we had there's like a doctor, a research doctor here at like the big medical facility here in town. And he came on once because he won an auction to be a DJ for a day. And then we kind of became friends with him. And then he sent us a bunch of British food. And one of the things was Marmite. And I tried it the way you just said, Dave, to like spread it thinly on toast. Yeah. And it was honestly not bad at all. Like my daughter, and my daughter's as picky as they get. She liked it too. So I I would have to give Vegemite another try, but like we were just like eating it raw, like just like
Oh,
a
yeah.
spoonful. Yeah.
Even hardcore Aussies don't do that.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. Why is your cheese so yellow?
Like
we don't mean
orange
yours
cheese?
personally.
The cheese. We were in the States a few years ago, and we were in Disneyland, and all the cheese that they'd give us was orange. It was all so orange. Our cheese isn't like that. Our cheese is sort of very pale yellow.
Well, it depends. I will say, like, straight up American cheese, like the singles, I don't really eat that much either. We do have various types of cheese, like, but yeah, that's a funny one. I never really
I
thought
don't
about
know.
cheese being different.
But like, I mean, you guys have cheddar
Cheddar.
cheese there, right?
Yeah, but
And
it's not.
It's not
Orange.
orange?
No,
It's yellow,
it's
pale
very
yellow.
pale yellow.
Huh.
I have no idea what gives cheese its color, so I have no idea. I don't have an answer to that.
Ah, well, one of the great
What-
One of
mysteries.
the great mysteries of life.
I'm kind of like, why is your cheddar not yellow, not orange? You know?
Fair question.
That
Fair
is a
question.
fair point.
Yeah. But I mean,
And-
other cheese that we have is white. You know, like provolone is white. You know, like
Or like Swiss cheese
Swiss
is
cheese is white.
Yeah.
You know-
mozzarella is white.
and-
But American cheese is like not even cheese. It's just like some
I
sort
like-
of fat product put into a wrapper, and that's it. It's not even really
so
cheese.
gross. I just thought it was so gross.
Probably like sausages. You don't really want to know what's
What's
in
in it?
Yeah, kind of.
You know
Okay,
that.
we have to take a break. We're gonna have more with Dave and Heather coming up in just a bit. Hang on. Okay, we're clear.